choosing to fly with God. Let this love, this glorious light feed you. Drink it in. Feel it nourish you. And most of all, feel it orient you to the real. Beloved one, I am always here. Your life is a continual dialogue with me. A dialogue with me, with the love that I am through your thoughts, your prayers, and your deep heart belief. And when you are asking me for answers, they arrive in this pure heart space. They resonate through every particle of your being, but you have to be ready to acknowledge them. Today you are ready to hear this answer. The answer to your question and your prayer to have it be constant. Your experiences of revelation and being of and as the Christ. You question why it comes to you so powerful, magnificent, and lifts you into ecstasy and pure twin flame love. And then it seems to melt away, eroded by the little mind. Beloved one, it does this because this is what you believe. You believe the ego mind has some power or some truth or substance of its own. You believe that it can capture you and suck you in again. And you believe that you are not there yet, but you have made a hole in this belief recently, which is why you are now open to assimilating my answer. Do not give the ego power. That is ever and only given by me to the heart of God I am. Do not, in other words, give power to illusion. Do not give power to an outside thing such as the little mind and ego. I am the only power, and I am love, and you are born of me. This love is your inheritance. This love is your constant, for you are a part of me. So you see that you are giving power to illusion now, power to the illusion of separate life. If you aren't separate from me anywhere in any way, forever and forever, then what is ego mind? It is nothing. It is shadows. It cannot capture you. Can you see how absurd the image is? Ego captures God. Of course you can. And you approach this truth yourself, or you could not hear this answer. There is only one power in creation, and that is my living love. So whenever you are in your heart, really centered, dwelling there, you can feel the constancy of it and the power of my love. The other thing, beloved one, has to do with your choice of focus. This is the deeper answer for you at this time. If you focus on the outside world, on timeliness and on bodies, then you are backwards to the energy of the real creation. Then you cannot feel the truth. Then you are once again looking outside of yourself to experience anything, and it isn't real. So if you focus on maintaining your experience of love and joy as something in the outside world, it is bound to fail. The outside world is both. It is the dark and the light, and living there is a battle of the most basic kind. If you are looking at your daily life and at your personality and expecting somehow to lift them up and to bring about tranquility, you will always fail. It is the nature of duality. But if you are focused in the real, in the living light of love and in the glorious expression of the moment of creation, then your experience will be one thing, and that is only love. You have the question before you. Which world will you serve? But still you have to realize that you cannot blend the two. You cannot look outside of yourself into the world and find anything that will be constant. For you are looking with two eyes, looking at an outside world, accepting the separation and thus becoming powerless, losing your power to ego and to the little mind. But if you look within, look only with the Spirit, then you find a world that can be constant in its love. You enter the truth, then, of unity, for you give your allegiance to the Spirit. Then, beloved, there is only one thing, the ecstasy of love. Then you will not lose your experience of the Christed heart that right now seems to come and go. You have been believing that if you do your work in the Spirit, it will show up in your world. Therefore, listen. You have been joining the two together, which means you make the Christ connection. You feel the ecstasy, and then you expect it to continue when you look at things in the world. You expect it to consume your ego mind, to turn everything you look upon into love success. You expect the outpicturing of your heart, expect it in the world in the way you want it. But the two do not mix. You cannot tie them together because when you do, you have connected yourself back to the illusory world, and the lowest common denominator becomes your resonance. So you are functioning in duality, choosing the world of mammon and wondering why it won't work. You have to stay true to the Spirit, to love. Cause must be your focus and not effect, which means, my beloved one, that you must use your heart and only your heart as your eyes, and not the ego mind at all. And when you look at anything, you must look with to know it. You must be looking to me every moment for the identities you need. You must drive your car of the body using me for guidance. Another way to envision this is to fly with your instruments, that even if you can look outside and see the sky and the clouds, even though you seem to be able to see the ground and the runway below, only look at the instrument panel. Look at me. Look at the realms of love. For what you see out your window, the vision of the two eyes, is a mirage, an illusion. Do not use it to fly your plane. You are not a body, a mind, a human being, and every time you believe you are, every time you use two eyes to guide you, you lose yourself to the ego again. You lose your experience of being, of living in the real. So only when you focus on Spirit, on me for identity of all, only when I am your guidance can love be your only experience, and the ecstasy of the Christed heart becomes your steady truth. For only love is real. So what you have been doing is making the connection with me, accepting the truth of your never-changing twin flame heart, lifting into joy, feeding the glorious river of life, knowing yourself, being conscious as the awakened twin flame heart. But then you turn and begin to use the little mind and expect your heart to somehow overcome it or transform the experience. This it cannot do. They are two different things. Yes, by laws of resonance, as you change, your heart's level of opening, it changes what comes forth in your world as an effect, a result, a natural occurrence, not something that you do. And it is only by keeping your focus off the things of this world that your heart can reveal its resonance that has always been. Your heart has never changed in the real. And once your focus is returned to love, then this draws around you its symbol into the world. But if you, a co-creative heart, turn and focus on duality, you are choosing mammon, and the illusion returns. The veil reappears, and you seem to have lost your centeredness and your focus on and through the heart. So how do you guide your life looking ever and only into the real, into your heart? You live solely by my guidance, letting me tell you what everything is so you will have no judgment. Then the real identity of every life, of every nuance, of all before you is ever what you focus on. And you are home in me. The apple goes back to the tree. The reversal is reversed. The voice of my love is your guidance. All identity comes from me. You are living in the Spirit, alive in the now constantly, and you will not experience anything else. Does this change your ability to relate to this world? No, dearest ones, it does not. It just means the voice of the Spirit speaks, using your larynx, your breath, your life, and honoring your choice each now. And if you were looking at me, focused on me, then and only then will you see as Christ. You cannot know the truth of anyone when you are looking at them with two eyes. And only by living this choice each moment can you move beyond all judgment. The world of the ego mind is judgment. So use it to relate, and you will always be comparing. It's what the ego does. So yes, the heart never wavers. So it feels like you keep coming back to it, and you fall into ego. Then you center and come from your heart again. But really, beloved one, you are making a choice, because your ego mind convinces you that you need it to steer the plane. But it's not true. It's not you. And heart perception works. You just have to remember to shift here and use it until you realize it's the only way to fly. This realization is very big, as you say, and you are ready now to embrace it or it not be coming through to you. You are already free and whole, and you are shifting your identity enough that it becomes clear to you. You must turn to me for identity, your own and all of life. Only I can show you what is real, and what is real never changes, never shifts, never fades. Ecstasy is its signature. And as you give blessings through the open, unimpeded heart, then there is nothing hidden, no judgment embedded in the energy that you send. So we begin a new communion. Not once in a while, not even most of the time, every single moment. Or you'll be flying blind. Fly with God can be your motto, your image of heart navigation. It's the one and only way to fly in love. How's that for an image to remind you? You can hear me, feel the experience, this guidance every now. And as you do, the world will see and appear through the single eye of the heart. Constant, ecstatic, timeless joy, and a unity of love with every other life. Thus do we now begin to explore the other side of the shift. You've leaped over the chasm. Now, how to maintain it? I will show you how. Amen.